All right, we live.
What's
Y'all,
up? What's
y'all on
up?
here. We just jumping on here with my boy Mace, and we about to talk about all these moves that the Cowboys just made today to free up some space. So what's up, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, bruh. Good.
Good,
Look,
good, good. Hey, let's just
happy on one hand and upset on the other. You know what I'm saying?
all right. So let's talk about the bad news first. Why you upset?
I'm really upset about this Zeke news, man. Like everybody knows, clearly Zeke isn't the same Zeke from years past, right? We all know that. But there's
Right,
no reason why we can't talk salary negotiations for a restructured contract, right? This reminds
right.
me, it upsets me because it reminds me eerily of Dez Bryant, DeMarcus Ware, other prominent Cowboys who
Mm-hmm.
still had something left in the tank that would have been more than willing to talk about restructuring their deals, right? But
Right,
instead, we just make the quick move and release, right? When they've done so much for us as a team and can still do more for us. Zeke and Pollard last year, still as a tandem before, especially before Zeke got hurt, was
right,
killing it, right? As a 1-2 punch, featuring Pollard more. Why can't we still
right.
stick to that, right? Pollard is now coming off of an injury. We're going to need another back. You want to talk about saving money? Again, learn from your mistakes, Amari Cooper, right? Why
Mm-hmm.
not restructure Zeke, bring him back instead of paying some other back to come into a system that isn't like already fit, doesn't already fit into what we do. It kills me, man. It kills me.
Yo,
So
you
I'm
sound just like me, especially bringing up Amari Cooper.
right,
I'm
right,
I'm still hurt about us getting rid of Amari Cooper and paying him $6.8 million to play for Cleveland.
right. And
Who does
we
that?
right, and now we still looking for now another number one, right, or another a number two, or another good receiver aside from CeeDee Lamb. When we
Right,
had one, right? We
right.
had one.
When we
So
had and when we had him, CeeDee Lamb was our number two.
exactly. Yep.
Never seeing the double team,
Yep.
never facing the other team's number one corner,
Yep.
and then you just give him away for a fifth round pick.
Right. It makes no sense. And not to mention, Phil, now we looking for another wide receiver, like they've been talking Hopkins, right? I'm not
Yep.
mad about that, and I'm not mad about
Right.
OBJ, right? Not mad about that.
Right.
But now
Right.
we're gonna have to pay them, similar money to what we were paying Amari Cooper.
Thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you.
understand.
Hey, 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 this is what I'm talking about. This got you got me hyped right now. Cause this is the point of this podcast. I want to hear from football fans that are Cowboys fans. Like I don't
Yep.
want just Cowboys fans that don't know nothing about football. I
Right.
want football fans that are Cowboys fans that's talking logic like you are right now.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, that's what I'm
Keeping
talking
it
about
real.
right there.
Keeping it
So
real.
so look, even with them talking about, I know we getting off topic because I wanted to talk about the news from today. But since you brought that up, what do you think about just drafting a wide receiver in the second round?
So I think that's a good thing because just keeping it real, I get on Jerry a lot, but also give him and Steven credit, right? Look at our
Mm-hmm.
draft the last like 4 or 5 or 7 years strong, right? We've
Mm-hmm.
had some bomb draft classes, right? So
Yep.
I am confident that they could find us some really solid receiver help, but
Right.
it's unproven, right? So yeah, we can get a receiver in the second round, right?
Right.
But that's not a proven commodity for an offense where we know we have a need for receiver. Because look,
Right.
let's even step back. We're not even sure we getting Schultz back yet, right? Like Schultz is
Right.
still negotiating, and he was a huge part of the passing offense, right? So if we're losing yet another threat, I feel more confident about bringing in a known commodity than a young guy that's now got to prove himself. Not saying he can't,
Right. Right.
but we banking on somebody that isn't proven, right? And so now that still leaves all the pressure on CD by himself,
Right.
right? Because let's
Right.
be honest, Gallup when he's healthy has been good, but this year
Mhm.
he really shocked me because he was healthy this year. He was healthy,
Right.
and he didn't show up a lot. Like I don't know if it was the offense. I think a lot's gonna be proven now that more Kellen Moore is gone. 'Cause I was not a Kellen Moore
Mhm.
fan, right? I
Right.
think a lot's gonna be proven there, but for some reason Gallup was non-existent this year and he was healthy, right? So that makes you think like we need some receiver help because that only leaves CD at this point, right? Like,
Right.
really?
See, so all right, so he had an ACL injury, and when did he get hurt? He got hurt like the last game of the season, right?
Last year, yeah, of last year, right?
Right. So
Yep,
it
yep.
takes a whole year for that
You're right.
to. So he
That's
might
true.
not have been healthy all the way,
You're
which
right.
is why I was questioning why are you flirting with Odell
OBJ.
Beckham when he got hurt in the Super Bowl?
Yep.
So technically, he shouldn't have been ready until the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't think Gallup was all the way healthy.
Yeah.
But even
That's a
speaking
good
of
point.
Gallup, they had to restructure his contract,
They did.
right? So
Yep.
when they say restructure, what they don't tell fans is they just tell us we freed up all of this money, right? We freed up this money from this place, and we freed up money from Dak. We freed up money from Zach Martin. We freed up money from Michael Gallup. They're not telling us that money that they're freeing up, all they're doing is putting it on the back end of their contract.
Yep.
So, like, for instance, next year, Dak Prescott's cap hit is $59 million.
Yeah.
You know they're not going into the season with that. So
Nope.
that means that's an extension, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you cut them or get rid of them or whatever, you taking that cap hit.
Yep. Regardless.
Just like today when they say we cut Zeke and we freeing up $10 million, right? They didn't tell us that you're still taking a $6 million cap hit.
Yep. Yep.
So stop doing these contracts that you're not going to fulfill.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
And that's
it's
why
crazy.
I think, and that's why I think they're going to, like, I think they're going to lose Schultz. I think that's going to happen.
Right. Yeah,
and to be
gone.
honest, I mean, we got Hendershot and Ferguson, right? And those are the young studs. They showed flashes this year being good. And again, if you had to ask me, who would I rather have run an offense, Mike McCarthy or Kellen Moore? I'm taking Mike McCarthy every day, all day, right?
Okay,
He's been a coach over the years. He showed what he could do in Green Bay, right? That was pre Aaron Rodgers and then Aaron Rodgers, right? And then
Aaron Rodgers, right?
So I feel more confident in him calling plays and running offense. So I take that with a grain of salt, like based on what we saw last year. But I still feel like we just don't have. If you look at just the Eagles alone, they made the Super Bowl last year. You can say what you want to say about the Eagles. They have the firepower that got them to a Super Bowl.
Right.
So we know we are going to need more firepower in the NFC, period. Especially going against defenses like Philly or like San Francisco, right? So with that being said, to me, it's about retooling weapons and play calling is going to be key for us this year. Look, we already showed our defense is going to be our strength. We signed Gilmore, great pickup. Great pickup.
Very
right?
good. Very good.
I mean, we already still got Bland. We got we getting Donovan back. Great, right? Like we showed we gonna have playmakers and defense for days. Now, can we show that we can put up some points on offense? Right? Like that's gonna be key. That's gonna be key.
True. That's true. And
you talk about ACLs. Isn't Pollard coming off of ACL now?
Well, no, he just broke his leg, so it's not. It was from what I heard, it wasn't ligament damage. So
that's what I was worried about. That I was worried about.
Because that's what we talked about last night. So the break is just basically a 6 to 8 week. You just got to get that bone healed. So I'm not really sure about if he had any ligament damage, but I know he had the broken leg. Yep. So he should be good.
Okay.
He should be good.
I was worried about that.
Even though I still have some thoughts about that too. Like, why are you paying a running back $10 million? But they only did it for 1 year. So, but they still, I think they could have gotten him for maybe about $6 million.
I think so too. Because here's the other thing, and I love Pollard, and this is why I'm frustrated about Zeke again. Pollard to me was our change-up back, right? He was a feature back because he can do more. He's got the speed. Zeke clearly has lost speed. He's got the speed, and so he showed he's a home run hitter, right? But what he didn't do as consistently was run in between those tackles and pick up those 2 to 3 hard yards that need to be picked up. He's not as big as Zeke, right? When you need a power runner to pick up some yards. I'm still questioning that for him, right? So,
Right.
so back to the whole letting Zeke go. Now, what do we do, right? Pollard's coming off an injury. Is he going to be the every down back for everything? Because when I think about that, didn't we have somebody that was an every down back for like a 4-year stretch that like led the league in rushing in those years? And then by year 5 and 6, he started to slow down. And by year 7, everybody's like, the man got to go because he overpaid. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? So I'm like, did we learn from our mistakes? Because he won't be back there with Pollard, right? It kills me, Phil. It kills me, man. Like, where other teams in this league, and again, speaking as fans, because we fans, but we also watch this, right?
Right.
We do not do the smart things
that
we need to get us to that next level like these other teams. San Francisco went through rough patches all those years. Now they've been in contention every year, right? Like you can run through all these teams that was down and out that came back up, hit Super Bowl level, NFC East, or NFC championship level, and yet here we are with talent out the ass every year, and every year it's the same disappointment, right? So it's like systemically there is a problem, right?
Right.
And I think his name is Jerry Jones, but I'm not going to go there.
No, you can go there.
But,
you can go there.
I mean,
we look. It's Dallas Cowboys collaboration, but we ain't getting paid by the Cowboys, so you can say what.
I feel
you can talk about Jerry if you want.
I feel like we organizationally, there's been some decisions that have hindered us, right? And then, I mean, look at all the years he left Garrett in there, right? Garrett was a problem. He left him in there way too long. Kellen Moore was a problem because he was a leftover from Garrett. He told McCarthy, don't come in and run play, call plays like you are accustomed to doing as an offensive man. Kellen's going to be in here. He's a boy wonder. Let him do his thing. And what have we proven years and years of dealing with him and Garrett? Sure, they can put together flashing numbers-wise offenses that can put points on the board at times, run up scores, look good during the regular season. What happens when postseason comes? What happens when they play against real defenses that causes them to make real adjustments? All of a sudden, we can't score the ball. We can't move the ball. It's not like it happened once. It was consistent every year. But yet, the man's still here. And yet, the front office is saying, we have all the faith in the world. This guy is smart. He's blah, blah, blah. Other teams will let that dude go a long time ago and say, we got too much talent to waste. We need to bring somebody in that can get the max out of this talent, right? But we don't do it.
Man, you are preaching right now, boy. You're preaching right. Hey, look. So, look, and we're thinking alike because you just brought up the two teams that I admire right now. It's Philadelphia and San Francisco, right?
Yep.
They're the best two teams in the NFC right now, and it's a common theme. It's a common theme. You know what that is with those two teams?
GM.
They have their quarterback on a rookie contract.
Oh, that's true too. I was thinking GM because I'm like both of those GMs are nice, right?
Yes. But I'm wondering if they both have figured out the way, unless you got Patrick Mahomes, the way to win in the NFL right now is to have your quarterback on a rookie deal, right? And then you can stack your team up around them. Cincinnati, the Chargers, Baltimore for the last 5 years.
You're right.
San Francisco, Philadelphia, every team.
I never thought about that.
Yes, keep your quarterback on a rookie deal. That way you can just keep stacking your team around them. But my thing is, so if I'm the Eagles right now, right, what you do right now is draft a quarterback in the first round.
Yep.
That way you don't pay Jalen Hurts next year, and you can keep doing what you've been doing for the last 4 years. But so the reason why I say draft them in the first round is because when you get them in the first round, you get that 5th-year option.
Yep.
And that way you don't mind letting your quarterback sit for the first year. So if they draft a quarterback this year in the first round, because they got 2 first-round picks, right?
Yep.
Draft one. So let's say Richardson falls to you at number 10. right? The guy from
Yep.
Florida.
Florida.
You
Yep.
don't start him as a rookie. You let him
Redshirt
sit
him.
behind Jalen Hurts this year,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Then when next year comes, you say, all right, Jalen, if you want to give us a team-friendly deal like Tom Brady, what we'll do is we got Richardson that sat behind you. He didn't play. We can trade him for another first round or maybe even 2 first-round picks,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And you are a quarterback. But if you want to break the bank, we appreciate all you did for us. And
We gonna have.
Richardson is getting ready
Yep.
to come in, and that's my quarterback for the next 4 years.
Yep.
And I appreciate everything you did.
Bruh, I didn't even think about it.
And then you can still keep stacking your team.
Right. Because honestly, that's exactly what Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was there. Then they brought in
Yep.
Hurts. Because everybody was like, why they drafted Hurts first round?
Thank
That's
you.
why. That's
Well,
why.
no. See, they messed up. They drafted Hurts in the second round.
I thought he was
So
a
that's
first rounder. Oh
yeah,
no,
nah, he
that's
was
right.
in the second
He
round. So
dropped.
that's
You're
why
right.
he only got a 4-year deal.
4 year. You're right.
So
You're
that's
right.
why I said draft him in the first round so you can get that 5th-year option.
Yep. You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
Because that's
Yeah.
your most
Man.
expensive position.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
you get it. You
I
understand my
do.
logic right there.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. So this is why I'm opposed to all of this restructuring, because for Dak Prescott, for instance, right? They restructured his contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means next year, they didn't tell us this, but when you go and look it up, Dak saves us $22 million this year on the cap, but his cap hit is $60 million next year.
Next year. Yep. Yep.
Let's stop doing all that restructuring.
Right.
Just let them live out their contract.
To me, so I personally look at that as a when a front office does that, I think it's also a they may not want to admit it, but it's a sign, right? Because at the end of the day, they could still cut Dak next year. It would still cap hit us, right? Not as hard, not as hard. But
you saying if they cut him next year?
Yeah, but
no. I'm saying let him play this year and next year, and then he's done.
Yeah. So,
but next year, draft a quarterback in the first round.
So I would agree with that, and I'm not
that
saying
way that quarterback doesn't have to play; he can just sit and watch that.
Right.
Yep.
I'm not saying because Dak was not a first round pick. That's why he had a 4-year deal himself, right? So I'm not opposed to that. I'm just saying I feel like it's a signal. If I was a player, it would signal to me if they're like we're gonna, because it's different. When Tom Brady restructured his deals restructured. They would give him money up front and then extend the deal out. So that's giving you money, right? And extend it out. Dak didn't get any cut check up front for this restructuring, right? So to me,
I see you, Chris.
It's part of a like, hey, this year is kind of like make or break, right? We got a lot of talent coming in and the reason why I say that, this is McCarthy's last year too, right? On his deal. So I feel like they're like, look, this is gonna be make or break. Y'all gonna show us you can get something done,
right?
Or we gonna make another. We gonna move in another direction, right?
And like McCarthy ain't playing either. McCarthy ain't playing. He about to. We about to try to light the scoreboard up this year, man.
Like crazy.
Hold on, I'm gonna read these 2 comments. I got one from Chris Calamita. I hope I'm not messing up your name. He said a lot is going to be interesting with Lamar's contract offer sheet negotiations. The quarterback market has been wild the last few years. This contract is going to lay out the market value. Owners are holding their breath right now. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
That's also why he's not getting the same juice from other teams like you would think he would, because no one's trying to set that market and be that team, right? Nobody's trying to be another Cleveland Browns right now.
Listen. Hey, man, I'm glad you on the phone because I'll be high-fiving you all day right now because you thinking the exact same way I'm thinking. Hey, look, the Browns are the Browns for a reason.
Exactly.
Why would you guarantee the man that much money? Even though I feel good for Deshaun Watson, but still, you messing it up for everybody else.
Right, and let's be honest here. Deshaun Watson, yes, great talent and showed great flashes in his early playing, right? But it's not like the man took the team to the AFC Championship game, right? or even close. You know what I mean? Like to give somebody that's like a Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, if you're gonna make that decision, type move, not for somebody that hasn't. He hasn't even like. So even talking about Lamar, Lamar is an MVP quarterback who has been to an AFC Championship game. So I can understand that even more than Deshaun Watson, who hasn't. What has he proven? Right? Like I'm not knocking him, but you're paying a lot of money for somebody that hasn't done anything yet, right?
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But they are
all
the
right, Dwayne Hunt. Hold on, Dwayne Hunt. I need you to explain. He just says no ring next year and still let him play. Is he talking about Dak?
I think he might be talking about Dak.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to clarify who you talking about, Dwayne Hunt. Come on through. I see you.
Well, let's take that then, Phil. What if he is talking about Dak? What do you think? We don't get a Super Bowl ring next year. We let Dak go.
Listen. I have a philosophy when it comes to quarterbacks. They take up the most money on your salary cap. So I kind of agree. So did you hear what Jerry Jones said when he was on the bus? When he was on that bus and they were talking about how they don't have a lot of money because of tying up so much money with the quarterback.
And that's if I was a
GM, like what I just now told you about the quarterbacks, every 5 years, I'm drafting a quarterback.
Right.
Every 5 years. And the current quarterbacks last year, in the first round of that draft, I'm drafting a quarterback.
Right.
And if you want to give me a hometown discount, we'll trade that quarterback that I just drafted and we'll get our money back. If you want to break the bank, I appreciate everything you did for me. But that quarterback that I just drafted is my quarterback for the next 4 years after you're gone.
Right.
And he doesn't have to start as a rookie.
Right.
And that way I'm able to keep all of my free agents and I'm able to take everybody else's free agents.
Right.
Some GM is going to get hip to this. And let me mark this date. What's today's date? Because I got this live right now. That I was the first one to say it. So we're gonna come back to this and be like, Phil said this.
On the 15th of March. Hey, look, I don't disagree with that philosophy, but like I said this to you earlier, here's what upsets me about Jerry's comments on the bus. Okay. There are tons of other teams out there that have highly paid quarterbacks that have been able to make successful moves around those highly paid quarterbacks to still be successful. You know, you can go Buffalo Bills, they paying a lot to their quarterback. You can go to, again, Kansas City, they paying $50 million to their quarterback a year, right?
Whoa. He doesn't count. That dude.
So we get
that dude.
Right. But I'm saying it from a money factor, right?
Right. I got
your money. The man is making $50 million a year, but his team is still able to make moves around him. So when Jerry said that, I'm like, Jerry, this makes that. This is where I get mad about when I talk about GMs. We were talking about Philly and San Francisco, and I said, look, when I look at those teams, I think they got solid GMs, right? That's why I get mad at Jerry, because Jerry, you're making comments that don't make sense because these other teams that have highly paid quarterbacks are still able to make moves, Jerry. So just and look, I'm a sidebar for a second. Just like earlier or in the year last year when they asked him about the difference between the Cowboys and the Eagles and how the Eagles made all those moves in the offseason to get themselves talent, which got them to a Super Bowl. And Jerry made the comment, well, the Eagles, they bet the farm to play the short game. We playing the long game. How long we been playing the long game, bruh? Because I'm not understanding where you're getting at, right?
Since 1996.
Right, and Phil, and let me back it up. Because back in 1996, we would play the short game and get high Deion Sanders and other Charles Haley, high free agent picks to win now because winning was more important. And now he's talking about he making moves to play the long game. Bro, it's been 2 decades. We ain't been in no NFC Championship game.
It's crazy.
I don't, so whenever he speaks, I'm just like, not buying it, bro. Not buying it.
All right, so now I got one other point about these quarterbacks, right? You just you went back, right? What's the common theme? Do you remember the last time we drafted a quarterback in the first round?
Last time we drafted in the first round, it has to. We had to have drafted first round after Troy because Troy was a first rounder. Troy wasn't a first rounder. Or we didn't draft after Troy.
No, that's the last one.
I was like, we had to have drafted one since Troy. That's crazy.
That's the 1989.
From UCLA, Troy Aikman.
1989 is the last time we drafted a quarterback in the first round, and that's the last time we had a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And I'm not taking anything away from Romo or Dak, right? But Troy had it.
Right.
He had it. Now I'm not expecting to get the number one pick in the draft. I just want a quarterback in the first round because look how long it's been since we drafted one.
Yep.
Like we just concentrated on drafting a quarterback.
Right.
We've been fortunate to land Tony Romo, who was undrafted.
Yep.
We were fortunate to land Dak Prescott, who was a 4th round pick.
Yep.
Who came into that season, he was supposed to be the 3rd string quarterback.
Yep.
Because Kellen Moore was supposed to be the backup to Romo.
The backup, 2nd string. Yep.
Yeah, and he broke his foot. So Dak has done fantastic.
He has.
But how about we draft one in the first round? Yep. Give me one.
That's crazy.
Give me one.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dealing with draft picks like Quincy Carter.
But how about the ones that like Drew Henson?
Right.
And getting retreads like Ryan Leaf and man, come on, man.
Vinny Testaverde at one point. Who
right.
Drew Bledsoe. Like we can run down the list. Oh, and let's not forget with Chad when we picked him up. He was playing baseball. The man quit football to go play baseball, and we brought him back to football, expecting miracles, right? Like, yeah, you're right. Like that's systemically probably the biggest issue we've had, right? We need to follow your quarterback method.
Every 5 years, and listen, when it's time for them to come back up, if they want to break the bank, I appreciate everything you did for me, brother, but we got to go with this guy here. Because I got options. Because I want our team to be stacked. Like I'm looking at Philly. What's his name? Jalen Hurts. He ain't all that, but that team is all that. Look at last year. Trey Lance got hurt.
Right.
He broke his foot. San Francisco is so good that they were able to just keep it going with Garoppolo. Garoppolo gets hurt. Garoppolo gets hurt, and you put in the last pick in the draft that was able to keep it going because your team is that stacked.
Right.
And the only way you're able to stack your team like that is because your quarterback is on a rookie deal.
That's true. You're right.
And you can't win by yourself. Tom Brady has shown us that. Yep. Which is why he takes less money all the time.
Yep.
Yep.
You're absolutely right. Man.
Yep. Exactly. See, Chris says Philly and San Fran are successful because of depth. They have the depth because their quarterback is on a rookie deal.
Yep.
The same way, like you said, Carson Wentz. When he was on his rookie deal, they had all that money to pay all those players. He didn't even make it through the season.
Right.
And they still won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But he was on his rookie deal. Jared Goff with the Rams.
Yep.
They made it to the Super Bowl with him on his rookie deal. When he got paid, they never made it back. Yep. Russell Wilson made it to the Super Bowl twice on his rookie deal. And once he got paid, though, they never made it back because they had to get rid of everybody.
Yep.
Look, he just wrote on here like Wilson for the Seahawks until his contract. See, they getting it. Everybody's getting it except for our team. Somebody's going to get this, man. Somebody's going to get this. Somebody need to send this video out to all the GMs in the NFL.
Yep. Or at least to Jerry.
Hey, look, and when they get it, I want all the credit.
Yep, because this was you. This was all you.
Man, oh man. So all right, so look, before we go, because I'm not going to hold you on long. I'm just glad you jumped on here with me.
Yeah, man.
So
We're gonna
what?
be doing this more
So I
often.
saw. Have you seen any details on Tyron Smith?
No,
All right.
no.
So they said they restructured his, but it's not a restructure. He's just going to take a pay cut
So that's smart.
to to stay. Yep.
Why
Yep. So
couldn't
we got
see?
So
And
we
that's
got
my thing.
Tyron Smith. We got Zeke today, right? And
Yep.
then who else did we get today? Oh well, yesterday it was Donovan
Well,
Wilson.
right. And
I
picking
I,
up
I like
picking
that
up
one.
Gilmore and picking up Gilmore. Gilmore was
Gilmore.
another solid. And
Yes.
we got him for a fifth rounder. Like
There you
that's a
go.
steal. That's a steal.
Yep. And
That
and then
you
Chris
know.
put on here DeMarcus Lawrence. He restructured too.
Oh, that's right. Yep. D
Yep.
Law.
So
Yep.
that's gonna save us 8 million.
Yep.
That's gonna save us another 8 million. But I don't know what they tacked on to the end of his contract.
To make it
So
work.
I
Right.
hope I hope that he doesn't run out of gas
Right.
in 3 years and then they cut him and then we'll
Yep.
have more dead cap money.
Yep. Oh, Van Der Esch. Van Der Esch.
Van Der Esch,
Which.
yep.
Yep.
LVE, yep.
Yep.
And that was a
Yep.
good one because he was only 5.5 million.
Yep.
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 So yeah. So they're actually making some good moves right now.
I agree. I
I,
agree.
I, I finally making some good moves, man. He said we better not have let Wilson walk.
Oh, bro, that he brought physicality to that defense between him
Yep.
and Kurtz. They
Yep.
brought some, and I should say on the back end because we got Micah and D Law was physical, but on the back end they brought some
Uh-huh.
physicality that we
Yep.
needed.
Yep. And I love
That we needed.
J-Ron Kurtz. So if
Oh,
they
he is
ever
a
want to
monster.
re-sign him or give him some more years, I don't mind
Do it.
that one.
Do it.
J-Ron Kurtz is good. Yep.
Yep, I agree.
And they still have Malik Hooker. So they got a three-headed monster back there.
Right, and think about it. Even with at corner, Bland came stepped up. This year when
Bland.
he is balling. So now you got Gilmore and Diggs on one side, and then
Dig.
for the slot you got Bland in there.
Bland.
Bruh,
Yep. Yeah.
I'm good with that.
So would you keep what's our other boy? Jordan Lewis. Would you keep
I,
him or cut him so you can get his cap saving?
it's hard because Lewis has been injured. When he has played, like even he was looking better. Like
Yep.
his rookie year, I was suspect because I was like, he getting burnt a lot. Then he
Right.
fixed that right the next year. So I feel
Right.
like I would keep him, especially because he's still on that rookie contract. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
I would rather keep him because he knows the system. He's been in the system. And he's really like a fourth option, right? So
Right.
I would keep him. I think I would keep him.
Okay. Oh, we got one more trying to come in. Let me see if I can add him. Hot Rod, can you hear?
Yo.
All right, he
Hey,
in
yes,
here.
sir.
Hey, look, we already
What's up?
33
What's
minutes
up,
in.
everybody?
I'm almost at the end, but we're gonna jump back on here tomorrow. But
What's up, man?
what
Oh,
you
that's
think
what's
about
up.
these
Yeah.
moves, man?
Hey, you mean for us?
Uh-huh.
I love it,
For us.
man. Yeah, we we restructuring, man. We get knocking them numbers down. So hopefully, man, we make a move and get somebody.
Okay.
I'm hoping
Okay.
on a O lineman or a D lineman or a big time wideout.
Boy, man, y'all. Hey,
I'm
this is why I invited y'all, because y'all think like me. Y'all think like you just said the magic words: offensive line, defensive line, right?
Yep.
That's how you win. Yeah, hold on, I can't. Can you hear him, Matt?
Nah. He.
We can't hear you.
You mute, man. We can't hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we can't
can't
hear
hear
you
you.
now.
I don't know what happened to him.
Maybe I heard him earlier.
Yeah, I heard you at first. Hey, but look, hey, Matt. So look, with that when I was talking about D Hop earlier,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I would prefer this. This is just me. And call me cheap if you want to. Instead of getting D Hop with the second round pick, why not just draft like Jalen Hyatt from Tennessee, right? with the second round pick, then that way you got him for 4 years on a rookie deal.
Right. So
D-Hop is going to cost you $20 million a year, right?
He is.
And you want to keep CeeDee Lamb, and you're going to have to pay Diggs next year.
Right. You're right.
And then CeeDee Lamb the following year, and then Micah Parsons the next year.
But this is where it goes back to what I said earlier about Jerry making that comment about Philly. So we're not structured the same way because of the quarterback situation. You're totally right about that, right? But then you go back to, do you make the moves to help you win now, right? Or is there a balance you can try to strike for both, right? Now and later. I feel like a wide receiver spot, especially someone like a D-Hop or like a OBJ that you know can come in and instantaneously make you that much better. That just increases our chances of winning Super Bowl, right? Like you take that, you win, and then you try to work the rest later, right? Like, because that goes back to me being frustrated with Jerry talking about I'm playing the end game. Well, you've been playing the end game for 2 decades now because we ain't been back in no NFC Championship game. Maybe we need to start making some moves to give us players that we know are going to come in and be game changers to get us to that next level now, right? Like, that's my thing. So I don't disagree with you, but I feel like, bro, we ain't been in the now conversation in a long time, right? Like the real now. So I'm like, whatever's going to take to get us there. We wasted years of Romo with the talent that we had around him because of Jason Garrett. Now we're in danger of having a bunch of talent again and wasting years of a window because we're trying to set ourselves up for 3 years from now when we need to worry about winning now, right? Like, that's my thing.
Right. Okay.
So I'd be willing. That's why I'm willing to make that high payment to a D-Hop or somebody of that talent that we know other side of CeeDee Lamb, they're going to be unstoppable, right? So now we know that's putting us in a position, right? Like, that's my thing. It's been too long, bro. It's been too long, bro.
You sold me. Hey, look, you sold me that fast. You sold me that fast on D-Hop. I mean, it's not like I don't like D-Hop. I just have to keep thinking in my mind, we already are paying our quarterback 40 plus mil. So we got to try to be frugal everywhere else.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can hear him now. Oh yeah, we got you now,
bro.
We got you.
Okay.
Talk. Let me hear about these old linemen. What you talking about?
Man, I think we need a dog. I mean, at left guard. I mean,
okay.
Our problem all year was that, our center and our left guard was getting pushed in Dak's lap. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And think about who we playing in the East.
Right.
Everybody got monsters at D tackle. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we got to win that division. So we got to think that way. And on top of that, it's going to help our running game.
Yep.
So
agree.
I'm hoping, man, the best guard available in the draft, I'm all in. I'm all for
his name. His name is
unless we get one free agent.
Nah, the one I want, his name is Osiris Torrance.
Oh,
he's like 6'7", about 3. Yep. You got him.
Nice.
I don't know if he's gonna be there. I don't know if he's gonna be there at 26 though. But if he is, you just described him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Athletic too.
Yeah.
You know about him too.
Yeah.
Y'all both know about him. Okay.
Yep.
I would love for us to get him, man. Love it.
He's nice.
And then that way. So all right. So this is the way I think. So like the Eagles last year, right? They had one of the best offensive lines I've seen since us, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Whether they put Boston Scott or what's the other running back's name?
It don't even
that they
matter.
put.
Yeah, they could have put
right. Whoever they put back there was running for 5 yards to carry.
Exactly.
Come on. We should be the first ones to understand about having a great offensive line.
Exactly.
When we had that offensive line, we had the leading rusher in the NFL with DeMarco Murray, then got rid of him, and then brought in 2 other running backs that did good. What's the dude's name from Arkansas?
Felix Jones.
Oh yeah, McFadden.
No, McFadden.
Oh, Darren
McFadden ran
McFadden.
for
Oh, yeah.
1,000 yards
Yeah,
behind that running back.
You're right.
And
He was
even
at the tail
Joseph
end of his career.
Randall.
Yeah.
Joseph Randall was running for good yardage behind that offensive line. So
and
my
that's why
thing
we
is,
didn't give. That's why we didn't give DeMarco Murray that money, because we was like, man, it don't matter who we got back here.
Exactly.
You know what I
yep,
mean?
exactly, yep, yeah,
So
offensive
yeah,
line and defensive line. That's what I want. And
yep,
then
that's what we need,
with
man.
the DeAndre Hopkins, you fell off, but he kind of convinced me of why we need to get DeAndre Hopkins, because he'll help us to win now.
Yep.
But
Right.
for
And the
me,
thing about it, with D Hop
mhm,
a dog.
Yep.
right,
Anything you throw in this direction, he catching it. I
right,
don't care,
right,
contested what. He is a straight dog. So that's your chain mover right there.
right,
And
Exactly.
right,
don't you sleep on it, he gonna zip by you. You know what I mean?
That's the
He a
thing. And
dog,
yep,
man.
right. And guess what? You got D Hop on one side and CD on the other side. Who you double teaming? Right?
And
Whoever.
D Hop like 7-Eleven. He always open, baby.
Yep.
right.
He
Yep.
always open.
So, yep.
But
I
look,
agree.
let me
All
run
right,
this by y'all though.
okay, all right.
What y'all think about the tight end from Georgia?
You know what? I like every tight end that they have shown me, because they're all they're like they're a difference from Dalton Schultz. Like
Yes.
they do something after they catch the ball.
That's my thing.
I
Yeah.
like our tight ends, don't get me wrong, but my point is,
Uh-huh.
what if that big boy from Georgia available at 26? He is
Oh,
like
you talking about in the
6'8",
draft?
like
Yeah.
280.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
another tackle.
right, right.
Yeah.
But then
I
he
don't.
can catch too.
Yeah.
And
I
he
don't
can
think he gonna.
catch.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think somebody
he
gonna snatch
pushing.
him.
He bigger than the DNs. You know what I mean?
He is.
So
yep,
Yeah.
you could do a lot of stuff in the run game with him, and he's sneaky fast and he good in the passing game. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
right, right.
I
So
hate to spend that high draft pick on a tight end, but if he there, he's the only
right,
one tight end I'll take
right.
in the first.
Okay. All right. Well, they said it's another one. So that one, the one you talking about, is the one they comp him to Gronk.
Yeah.
Then they
Yeah,
got it.
exactly.
Then they have another one that they comp to Kittle that can
Kittle.
block
Right.
Yep.
and run. And
He's
then they have
fast.
another one that they kind of compare him to Jimmy Graham. They said he's kind of like a wide receiver type tight
Okay.
end,
But see,
but they said
but see,
he's dangerous in
I
the
like
middle of the
Ferguson.
field.
I think Ferguson gonna be nice.
I think Henderson
Right,
gonna
Him
be
and
nice too.
Henderson, I worry about
right,
them in the running,
Yep.
but I think they'll get better with that pass with that blocking.
right.
But that boy
We
from
got we
Georgia,
got we got somebody in the chat said that they like D Hop, but they might want to get Jerry Judy. Y'all like Judy?
Uh,
I love Judy. Judy
But
he's a superior route. Judy
but
is he's a
but
Mario
he's
Bros
not a
speed.
free agent yet, though, is he?
he's not,
Right.
No.
So you
You
would
gotta
have to
trade for him.
trade for him.
and that's
Okay.
not worth,
Okay.
and that's not worth the trade, and that's not worth the trade.
Right.
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 Unless we
Because
did a 3 for him, and you ain't gonna get no free.
Yeah.
You got
Right.
right. Because Judy was in the same class with CD, right?
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to pay them both in the same year. So
Right.
that
I
might
think
be a little tough.
Alabama had Judy, Waddle, and who's the other boy? And the boy for the Eagles.
Oh yeah. What's his name? Yeah. Not Smith.
Oh,
Smith.
Devontae Smith.
Smith.
Hold
Devontae
on.
Smith.
That was insane.
Yep.
Wait, where did Ruggs come from?
Oh yeah.
Ruggs came from Alabama too. He came from
They had
Alabama
Ruggs too. Yeah.
Yeah. Had Ruggs too.
Smith right after that. It was Ruggs, Judy, and Waddle. Yep.
Right. Right.
Yep. And then Smith.
Yeah.
Yep.
They on the field with them boys out there.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, look, it seems like it's trying to act up on me now because I'm in the car. But we're gonna do this again. Y'all available tomorrow?
I'm down.
Yeah. What
I'm
time
down.
we doing it tomorrow?
At 10. We're gonna do it at 10 tomorrow. That's good?
I'm in.
All right. All right, man. Well, look,
All right,
I
fellas.
enjoyed y'all. Hey, Chris in the chat, send a message to Mailman Phil on Facebook because we're gonna put you on because you got a lot of good stuff to say. You got a lot of good stuff to say. So we'll just put you on with us tomorrow.
Hey,
Yep.
is there a link? Because I'm gonna try to get it on my laptop tomorrow.
Right,
So
right.
maybe,
Yeah, cause I'm getting feedback on the phone, but on the laptop
yeah.
it comes through real clear.
Yeah, I'm
right,
getting
Yeah.
that feedback. I'm on my phone
is
too.
that app anything for it as well, or just
Yeah.
you get on the website?
Nah, you can get on the app
Got
too, because I got it on the app on my phone right now.
Okay.
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 I'm
Cool.
gonna see if I can do it on the laptop tomorrow.
All right, fellas. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Hey, I enjoyed talking to y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, fellas.
Dallas Cowboys for life, baby.
Yes,
You already know.
Yes, sir.
You already know.
All right, boy.
Later.